Hey guys, it's Matt from Cars and Couches, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about a more serious topic. I've been planning on making this video for a while, and I don't know why I haven't made it any sooner. Anyway, if you're watching this video, it means you're a fan of Cars and Couches, and if you're a fan of Cars and Couches, that means you're a fan of driving. If you guys are wondering why I'm looking in this area here, it's because I have my tablet, which is where I put some statistics and I put some notes I took down earlier. And if you're wondering where I'm wearing my headphones today, it's because for whatever reason my iPhone is not taking the audio well, and I have to use this instead. So what's this topic that I want to talk to you guys about? It's drunk driving. In 2017, the NHTSA, which is the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration, reported that 30 people die a day from alcohol-related accidents. To put that into perspective, that's one death every 48 minutes. That's more than 10,000 deaths a year that are all caused by alcohol-related accidents. Now, everybody knows that alcohol reduces function of the brain. It can do anything from slur your speech, it can impair your judgment, it can make you act differently. I don't have to really explain to you guys what alcohol does. You guys all know this. In fact, it's illegal in all 50 states, the District of Columbia, which is where I actually happen to be right now, and Puerto Rico to drive with a blood alcohol content of 0.08 or higher. What's BAC? It's blood alcohol concentration. It's a measurement of how much alcohol is in your blood measured in grams per deciliter. Now, a lot of you guys may know about this 0.08 number and think, hey, as long as I'm below 0.08, that means I'm good to drive. No. Also in 2017, 1,837 people were killed when their BAC was less than 0.08. That means when their blood alcohol content was between 0.01 and 0.07, less than that magic 0.08 number, 1,837 people were still killed. That is over 10,000 people a year who could have been mothers, fathers, could have been the sisters, brothers, families, loved ones who are now gone just because of drunk driving. Now, a lot of you guys are going to say, but Matthew, it's too difficult to not drink and drive. I got some alternatives for you. You can get a designated driver. There's no shame in the game. If you've been drinking and you can't drive, then don't drive. A friend will be more than happy before you guys all go out to say, you know what, hey, I'm glad that we're taking the initiative here to make sure that none of us are going to be drinking and driving, okay? You can Uber, you can Lyft, you can commute if you have a subway system in your city or you have buses. You can walk if you have to. Another thing I want to say is don't let friends drink and drive, okay? If you're hosting a party at your house where you know that there's going to be liquor served, make sure that everybody's got a reliable ride home, okay? It's not worth the 10, 15 minutes of arguing, even if it was an hour. It's not worth that amount of time that they're going to argue for you to give them back their keys when you could be, when the next day when they're sober, you know, if they're a true friend, they're going to be happy for that. Because you could have potentially saved their life, and you could have saved the life of another family that could have been affected in it too. One thing that I also want to stress out is the importance, I think, it is to get a breathalyzer. And this is what will measure your blood alcohol concentration. Now, let's say you make it past the first step. Let's say you say, Matt, I did the right thing. I got a designated driver, or I got an Uber home. If you went out with your friends and during that night you drank an entire pint or fifth of vodka, chances are when you wake up the next day, you're not going to be sober. Just because you slept on it doesn't mean you're good the next day. And you can't be driving. You can't be driving when you still have alcohol in your system. If you complain about the fact that oh, but I need my car the next morning, I have work, or I need to go run errands, or I don't trust my car being left here. You made the decision to drink the night before, then it's now your responsibility to make the decision of how you're going to travel around safely the next day without getting back in your car when you're still drunk. Another thing that I have been doing recently is, and it's really cool. All you have to do is go to Google and search, "When will I be sober?" And in fact, I think when you search "When will I be sober" on Google, there's a website. It's the first option, whenwillibesober.com or .org. And essentially what it is, it's a blood alcohol content calculator. Now, it's not as accurate as a breathalyzer, and that being the fact that not everybody's bodies metabolize alcohol the same way. But it's a good start, and it's a good thing to start using while you're waiting for your breathalyzer to come in. Essentially what you do is you put in how much you drank, and it will convert it into units of alcohol. And actually, you put in how much you had to drink when you started drinking, and it should tell you around when you should be sober. Like I said, it's not the most accurate, but it's a nice thing to kind of get an idea of when you're going to be sober. Now, the way this calculator works is it converts the amount of alcohol that you drank into units. And I believe that the way the calculator works is assuming that your liver is metabolizing 1 unit of alcohol per hour. What's a unit of alcohol? It's a 12-ounce beer at 4% alcohol. It's 5 ounces of wine, or it's 1.5 ounces, which is a shot of 80 proof liquor, which is whiskey, gins, and vodka. And the reason why it's so good is because you can use these things to really get an understanding of yourself and to understand when you shouldn't be driving, even after you made it past the first step. I think it's so hypocritical that a lot of people complain about not being able to, when you tell them to not drink and drive, when they don't want to leave their car out overnight, when they don't want to Uber home. I find it's so hypocritical, because all those people that argue with you or that complain about not being able to have their car next day are all the exact same people that if it was them, if it was a family member, if it was a loved one, if it was a spouse, would be hurt for the rest of their life if they lost somebody over an alcohol-related accident. It's not worth it. If you've been drinking, it's plain and simple. Don't drive. Don't let your friends drive. There are alternatives. You can do that. Anyway, guys, I'm really sorry for talking about something that sounds so negative, but I think it's imperative for Cars and Couches as a car entertainment channel to talk about something that destroys so many families and lives every single year, and to talk about the safety of driving. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching this video, and if you liked it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thanks.